Visión comunal, en contacto con las comunidades.
Venezuela in the news. News from the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela.
Headlines. Colombian and Venezuelan diplomats will meet to address frontier issues. Venezuela reactivates the steel industry with 1,000 tons of wire. Uruguay supports Venezuela's pro-tempore presidency of the Southern Common Market. Colombian Minister of Foreign Affairs, María Ángela Holguín, traveled yesterday to the city of Cúcuta near the Venezuelan border to review the roadmap prepared to precede the possible reopening of the border, as informed by official sources. A communique informed that Holguín will meet with the Colombian department governors of the north of Santander and Arauca, where there are located 3 border crossing points with Venezuela, temporarily opened this weekend. Colombian-Venezuelan border has remained closed since August 19, 2015, after Caracas initiated a frontal fight against drug-linked paramilitary mafias that smuggle basic goods to Colombia and other countries in the Caribbean. Holguín and her Venezuelan counterpart, Delcy Rodriguez, intend to meet August 4th to address the reopening of the common border. This meeting will be the previous step towards an encounter between the Colombian President Juan Manuel Santos and his Venezuelan counterpart, Nicolás Maduro. Uruguayan trade union and social movements expressed that there shouldn't be any doubt on the transfer, in time and form, of the Mercosur's presidency to Venezuela, as informed by International Affairs Secretary for Uruguayan Central Union PIT-CNT Fernando Gambera. Gambera said to a local radio station that it cannot be possible that the delay occurs precisely by request of a coup-imposed government like Brazil's, covered by the Paraguayan government. Montevideo ratified their interest in the transfer of Mercosur's pro-tempore presidency to Caracas. A foreign ministers' meeting will take place Saturday in the Uruguayan capital to discuss the issue. Colombian paramilitary Victor Julio Almanza López was arrested in the Venezuelan state of Trujillo. According to the media Correo del Orinoco, Bogotá initiated the proceedings to deport the paramilitary. Multinational media Telesur precised that there are 16 warrants for Almanza López's arrest for aggravated conspiracy to commit a crime, homicides of protected persons, disappearings, enforced displacement and torture, including an Interpol Blue Notice. Bogotá indicated that Almanza López, also known as Ramoncito, has been a fugitive from justice for 10 years, also sought for leading the opposition of the restitution process of Colombian lands.
Venezuela in the news.
European Union Ministers of Foreign Affairs endorsed yesterday with their full support the Union of the South American nations' efforts to mediate an urgent, constructive and effective dialogue between the Venezuelan government and the opposition. The 28 highlighted the willingness of the European Union to support the efforts of dialogue by all means possible. The organization did not appoint a special envoy to join the mediating process. Several press reports confirmed that the Union's High Representative for Foreign Affairs and the Security Policy, Federica Mogherini, will further interact on a regular basis with former Spanish President José Luis Rodríguez Zapatero. With national government funding, Venezuela's strategic and socialist companies agreed to optimize costs and increase production in the automotive, machinery, cement, plastic, foods, and forestry sectors, as informed by media Prensa Latina. The process begins with the delivery of 1,000 tons of steel wire. The companies arrived to this conclusion during the first national meeting that gathered managers, heads of operations, and workers' council spokespersons. Venezuelan Minister for Basic, Strategic, and Socialist Industries, Juan Arias, explained that the government accelerates the public institutions' productive contributions to substitute the oil-centered rentier model.
News from the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela.
Headline: Colombian and Venezuelan diplomats will meet to address frontier issues. Venezuela reactivates the steel industry with 1,000 tons of wire. Uruguay supports Venezuela's pro-tempore presidency of the Southern Common Market.
Venezuela in the news. News from the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela.
Visión comunal, en contacto con las comunidades.